Hello YouTube land, it's Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter. Today is Thursday, January 19th. I don't have a lot of knitting and crochet. Actually, I don't have a lot to show you in general. I've been pretty busy, but they're all pretty big projects and I have life going on, right? So, but I thought I'd pop in here real quick just to show you my progress. I know there's been some rumblings about, you know, crocheting channel showing other things that they do, and I am of the mindset that I learn from all different crafts. I have knitters who watch, I have people who do both, I have sewists, women who, or people who sew as well. I've learned so much from people doing all kinds of crafts. I'm not a one craft centric kind of channel, even though my name says, you know, Canadian Crocheter. I don't only do that. I do a lot of different things. I've been lucky enough in the last couple years to just dive into a whole bunch of different things. Anything that you know, I'm fancying at the time. Anyway, so if you're new here, you're gonna get a lot of stuff all the time, like from different crafts, whatever I feel like getting into at the time. Anyway, what have I done? I have completed a hoodie. Now I'm going to talk about, I'm going to show you the picture, the pattern first. I didn't print it off. I was having some issues with my printer, like technology, you know, it doesn't like me. Anyway, so it's on my iPad. It is called the Aspen Hooded Sweater by Stacey Tallman. Okay, oh, come on, focus. There we go. It is a paid for pattern, but in my mind, it is well worth it. I want to do another one right away. I can't because I'm going to show you a whip, which I rarely do. So lucky you. I'm going to show you actually a couple of whips in different craft mediums. But the whip that I'm going to show you in a little bit was just driving me insane. I was finding it very, very boring. So I said I need a couple of days break from it, and I've been wanting to do this hoodie for a long time, and I finally did. And it took me about 4 evenings, about 2 hours each evening, so it was about 8 hours in total. So to me, you get a wearable in like 8 hours worth of work. That's perfect. The thing that I love about this is it's a hoodie. Now, okay, let's talk about this. It is a hoodie, and I did go up a needle size than what she requested. She calls for worsted weight yarn, which this is Spun Colors by Premier. I think it's Premier, yeah, Spun Colors, and the colorway is Mallard. And I only had 3 balls, and each one, and I had a little bit left over, so each one is 419 yards, so I would say just under 1,200 yards. So I used 3 balls to make this hoodie. Now, the reason I went up in hook size and I went down in size of the pattern that I followed is because I'm a hoodie kind of gal. I love hoodies with the, you know, the pockets in the bottom. But I wanted something a little holier because in the summer, you know, you're sitting by the fire or on the dock, especially on the dock, there's always a little breeze. So you don't want anything, but it's not like a cold breeze. So I didn't want anything too dense. I wanted it a little holier, so it's all double crochet. So you can kind of see, I'm not sure if you can kind of see. It's not blocked, but I've been wearing it for a couple of days now. So anyway, I wanted it a little, just a tiny bit holier. So I went with a double crochet with a 6.5 millimeter hook. And it was great. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to show you. Sorry, I got fluff here. So this is, sorry, I got track pants on. This is the hoodie. So it's not blocked. I'm sure if I block it, it would stretch out even more. But I'm quite happy with the way it is. My body's going to stretch it out. So it's here. And you got the hoodie. I loved it so much. I want to start another one so bad, but I can't. I got to get back to my whips. And I'm not the keenest on the way that this yarn worked out, but I'm glad I used up three balls. Hubby thinks it's wonderful. He loves the way this came out. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to use it. I love it. I've been using it, and it's definitely going to be used much more in the summer. So I loved this. I love the way how quickly it turned out. Oh, let's show you the hoodie. I don't know if I mentioned this. I am so hard. I'm like scatterbrained today. So the hoodie, you actually, the way that she does this is you actually make the hoodie and not bind off. There's no sewing. And then you start to increase here into a raglan, which is done here and here. And then you continue on, and then you just have to go back and pick up stitches for your sleeves. She does have a version that has no hood. She also has a version that has short sleeves. So like a really great pattern. The only thing, the difference that I did, so her pattern ended with no ribbing, and I wanted some ribbing, but I knit this rib. And nothing against crocheted ribbing, but I find that the crochet ribbing stretches out and stays stretched out, whereas the knitted one for some reason bounces back. So I did just the knitted cuffs, and I did so the only sewing that you have to do is sew on the pocket. So the pocket is done separately, and then you sew it on. So that's the only sewing. But the way she has you do it is back and forth, not in the round, and then you seam it with I think it's a slip stitch, the two pieces. So you could essentially even leave it as a cardigan, because essentially when you finished, it's a cardigan. Pop on a few buttons, slip it through the double crochet, and you've got yourself a cardigan hoodie, right? Like you essentially could do that. And I'm pretty sure she wanted to go a little higher to the seaming, but I wanted it a little looser or more open here. So it's not, like, this pattern is amazing. You could do so much with it. Like I said, you could get a cardigan without the hoodie, a cardigan with the hoodie, a short sleeve, long sleeve. And like I said, I followed it to a T. It's wonderful. And the only thing I changed was the hook size, and I added knitted ribbing for the cuffs. And yeah, and I added a different color border around in the cuffs. Love it. Love it. It's so comfortable. I love it so much. So I highly, highly recommend this pattern. And I'm going to do it again and again and again. I'm a hoodie kind of gal. I love it. And I'm going to see whatever, you know, maybe a scrappy one. Or, well, this one kind of looks scrappy, doesn't it? Maybe a scrappy one. Maybe just a solid colored one. Maybe, I don't know, maybe add some fur around here. I don't know. Have fun with it. Easy pattern. Yes, it is $5.50 US, but in my mind it was well worth it, so I'm glad I purchased it. So that's what I have finished. Now the whip that I've been talking about, my neighbor, I think I mentioned I gave one neighbor a blanket, but my other neighbor, who we're kind of like two peas in a pod, we hang out a lot, especially in the summer. She's a principal of a school, so don't see her much during the winter. She has a very long commute, but in the summer, her and I are like this. So anyway, I wanted to make her a blanket, and she's very heavily, loves the buffalo check. So I did a buffalo check. And so it's going to be blocks, and I think I'm going to do 6 blocks by 6 blocks. How big are these? Hold on. Each block is about 8 inches by 8 inches. So 8 by 8, and I think I'm going to do 6 blocks by 6 blocks. But what I did was I took it one step further. So this is the, I believe, like, I learned how to do this a long, long time ago. I've made this exact blanket without the backing before. But there's a few tutorials on there. I think Daisy Farm Crafts has the best one, my opinion. I'll leave a link for that on how to do buffalo check. She does all kinds of different plaids. Like, she's got so many tutorials. And buffalo check, I believe, is just the 3 colors: the burgundy, the bright red, and the black. And it's just how you crochet it. It's really, really easy and therefore mindless. So I got a little bored and I had to do the hoodie. But I took a next step forward. I had a lot of pipsqueak yarn left. So I would make another block in just a pipsqueak, and this is just half a double crochet, and I would make it the same size, and then before finishing that block, I would attach it to the buffalo check one, and the idea is to attach them, like right now I think I need 36 blocks, and I think I have 15 that are both done the front and the back, and I think in total 20 of the plaid ones. So I'm about halfway there, I guess. So that's the idea, and then I'll just go around it once again with the pipsqueak. But I think she'll love it. But it's taken me a long time because, as I said, it's quite mind-numbingly boring. So this is what I've been up to. Anyway, so I got that done. I've also, okay, you guys all know that I adore Billy the Crafty Floridian. So we did a Christmas swap this past year, and we decided we're going to do it again. So I reached out to her and said, hey, you want to shake things up a bit? And instead of doing just 12 days of Christmas, since there's 12 days of Christmas, there's 12 months, why don't we get something that represents each month of the year, and then we'll open it the same as usual, the 12 days of Christmas, but each gift is going to represent a month. And she's like, that's amazing. Can we take it even further? And I'm like, okay. And she said, why don't we make something for representative every month? I'm like, okay, but I'm not sure. She's very excited. I'm excited too. But what do you get she lives in Florida. What do you make for a woman for representing January and February, for example, that is for somebody who lives in Florida? Can't make her a hat, can't make her a scarf, can't even make her slippers. She doesn't need any of those things. So it's gonna take me some thinking. Yeah, I'll probably do it backwards. Probably do like the summer months projects first. It doesn't have to be knit or crochet. It could be anything that we have here. So we're reusing what we have. So it just takes ingenuity, I guess, right? So that's what we're doing. But I'm digressing now. I'll leave a link for Billy anyway. She talks about it too. The other thing that we're doing is we're doing a collab. Now, Billy is associated with, or she's been announcing these. There's a fundraiser for a place called Boggy Creek, and it's a camp started by Paul Newman, I believe, way back. And it's for children with extreme illnesses, and they pay for, I don't know how long, a week or two, whatever, at the camp, plus for their caregivers. So anyway, they take in blankets and quilts and stuffies, I believe. Anyway, Billy asked me if I would do a quilt with her. Sort of, not really a quilt, more like a lightweight blanket, but in the quilt style. So she's gonna do one panel, I'm gonna do one panel, and I'm gonna do mine and send it to her, and then she's gonna bind it all, and we'll be able to donate it. So it'll be a little, half of Billy, half of me. So anyway, this is a great way for me to practice my quilting or my piecing. I am still not that great at it, but I wanted to show you, I have all these blocks made. I've decided to do it in black. One, I had a lot of black fabric left over, or I have a lot of black fabric, so I want to use it up. And two, I don't know if these children, what genders these children are, so I didn't want to go with, too girly or too boyish. Black is for everybody, right? Anyway, so I started with making, these are called economy blocks. So I just finished actually 12 of these, which now I have to border in black. But basically, now I watched a lot of videos on these. You would take, and this is all using my scraps, obviously my bigger scraps. So you take the middle block and then border it with this way, and then to straighten it out, because otherwise it would be like that. Then to straighten it, you border it in black, and then you take, so what I did was I went through, I actually had my mom go through and look for children's patterns like that, or something that children would enjoy. And then I just had fun with it, like these are the blocks, and like that, little teddy bears. And then I'm just gonna piece them. This is a I know from a distance it looks like a skull, but it's really a panda. You know, like little like there's a Disney one, you know. And then I'm gonna piece it all together and send it off to Billy, and hopefully we'll, and we haven't given ourselves a time frame. Now the other thing is, I must be colorblind because, or my lighting's not good. I did some blocks using this black and some blocks using this black, and I don't know if you guys can tell. They're slightly different blacks, but that's okay. It's a quilt, right? It doesn't matter. So yeah, so I've been working hard on this. This is not, it's time consuming because you gotta try to get the corners right, and if you look real close, they're not perfect. But I'm happy with it, and that's all that matters. And I think Billy will be happy with it. I think we can come up with something between the two. Neither one of us are great quilters, so we're just learning. And you know, you might as well have something to be able to donate that a child might appreciate from two, what do you call them? Early quilters, learning quilters. Anyway, and the other thing that I've made is I made a bunch of these, and I'm gonna make a couple more because they're literally less than 10 minutes to make. And this was I went shopping with my mom, and so, you know, she's older, and so she's a little more paranoid, as she should be, about germs and things like that. And I asked her to push the cart, and she went like this, right? And she's holding the cart like this. And it got me thinking, there's got to be something that you put on top of the handle of the shopping cart that you can just take with you. And sure enough, there is a pattern. I'll leave the link for anybody who wants to sew. This, I think, is this beginner project because it's really easy. The only thing is you have to have Velcro, right? And Velcro seems scary, seems scary to work with at first, but it really is easy. You just go slow. And basically it's 2 pieces of fabric, right? So you can use it actually both ways, right? And then you put Velcro on one side, because the Velcro comes like this, right? This is how it comes. One side is the soft part, the other side's got the little loops that catch. Anyway, so you put one and one like this, and one like this, and then you just, when you go shopping, you just throw this in your cart, in your bag. You go shopping, you just Velcro it over your shopping cart handle. Like I said, the only thing I really need, it was so easy. The only thing I needed was the measurements, right? Because I don't know, otherwise measuring the shopping cart, you don't have to. The lady's already done that for you. So I'll leave a link for that. I think it's a free tutorial on a blog. Super easy for someone who wants to get into sewing. And it's great. And you just fold it up, throw it in your purse, and you get to use some funky fabrics if you like or not. So I made that one, and then I made this one, and you can use it, like I said, this Velcro is really tough. You don't have to use such thick Velcro. It's just what I had, so, oh my goodness. So there's this one has little strawberries on one side and little mushrooms on the other side. And then this one, what is it? This one is plainer. This one has just a green with little hearts on it. And inside is just a plaid or check green. Anyway, these are my mom's, but I'm going to make a bunch of them for my neighbors and whoever wants them, right? They're really easy, and I'm just using bigger pieces of scraps. I can't remember exactly. Oh yeah, 5 3/4 inch tall and 15 inches wide. So that's pretty smart. I love this, and it was literally 10 minutes to put together. Love it. So I made some of those, and that's all I've been up to. I do have other whips, but I'm not going to show you any more whips. This whip, I'm going to show you that. I always say I don't want to show whips because I don't want you guys holding me to it, but this one's definitely going to be completed. Which reminds me, I started the temperature blanket with Dina from Dina's Homespun Fun. I've done 3 weeks. It's really easy. Oh my goodness. You just do one day a week. You get the high and the low. You do the high, do the low. Done. You're done for the week. So easy, but I've been keeping track. It's upstairs. I didn't bring it down. And then doing the temperature blanket, and watching Setta, I realized that I forgot to do her calendar. She had a calendar cow. So she had a calendar with all of, well, 12 YouTubers. Or actually, no, not even 12 YouTubers. There's some on there that are not YouTubers, that don't put out content. And so 12 of her friends. And I was in it. And I think I got 4 or 5 months in. I was going to make a granny square from this particular book, representative of that picture, and then I was going to border it all in like in a neutral color, and so I'll have 12 of these odd squares in there with a neutral color, and I forgot completely, like whatever. So that, I'm giving myself a goal that has to be done, the whole blanket has to be done by the end of February. So yeah, I'm sorry, Setta. I don't know what happened. I just completely, but hey, at least I'll be one of those people showing you a blanket from last year, you know, with your calendar cow. So I'm gonna get back on that road. And I actually was cleaning out my room here. I know you can't tell, but I really was cleaning. And I came across it and I was like, oh my goodness. And so that's why I don't like long-term commitments, because I'm scatterbrained. I'm scatterbrained. Anyway, now the only last thing I wanted to, we're already at 20 minutes, so I'm going to try to do this in a couple of minutes. I have a couple of gifts. This one I got earlier in the year, and it's a gift, and it's my friend Debbie. I've known Debbie for 30 years. We don't see each other very much, but we do communicate, and she's a quilter. And I wish, and I kick myself that she's a quilter, a knitter, a crocheter, she does it all. I wish I'd paid more attention when we were like spending a lot more time together. But anyway, so she made me a quilt. I'm gonna show it to you guys. Look at this. Oh my god, I love it. I'm gonna try to show you. Look at this. Oh, that's perfection. She's so good. And she even made a label here. Hold on. She made a label, and it says here, "A sweet friendship refreshes the soul. Handmade for you by Deb, 2023. Thank you, Debbie. I absolutely love it. But what I love most about it is when I'm putting things together, I'm looking at your quilt and how it's supposed to be done. So thank you so much. I know a lot of work goes into quilting. Love it, love it, love it. I use it all the time. And then the last gift that I got was Heather from Heather's Knitting Nook. I think it's called Heather's Knitting Nook. She's a fellow Canadian. She's got a little YouTube channel. When I say little, she puts out a lot of shorts, which I love. Just, you know, pop in, you know, whatever, 5 minutes and you're gone. I love that. She was cleaning out and she sent me 5 of Mandala Ombre. I love this yarn. And this one is, oh my goodness, Felicity. It's the purple and pinks and a little bit of brown and cream in there. And it's not really purple. It is purple, but it's like a dark, dark grape purple. Anyway, I'm thinking this is my new hoodie. Right? Right? But I think I might do it not so holy. Or maybe I will do holy. I don't know. I like hoodies. So thank you, Heather. That's amazing. And I'll leave a link to Heather's channel. She's great. She does crochet too, but she's primarily a knitter. But she's been knitting for a lot longer than she's been crocheting. But I say bring on all the crafts. You know, you got to try everything. And yeah, that's all I have. I have no idea how long it's going to be till I come on again. I've been pretty busy with other things like life. And my mom's going to be here for 1 more week, and then she's gone for a couple months, but she's coming back. She's going to come back, I think, in March. So anyway, I hope everyone is having a wonderful January, and we will talk soon.